What up, folks? I'm Ultrazillatoys, and today I have a review of the knockoff SH MONSTERARTS Godzilla Minus One. You know, trademark AliExpress special box. Special damage box. That's right, my Zillions. I had to get this particular knockoff since, you know, I had so much feedback to my Godzilla Minus One from SH MONSTERARTS. We had to check out how the knockoff fared. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Here's the box, and it's, you know, sort of SH MONSTERARTS. It's not as big as the actual box. Yeah, not as big at all. And as you can see, this is, you know, much darker, copied on. They did get the cutting pretty right. They squished it, but they, you know, they got it right. This box is, you know, a little worse for wear itself, to tell you the truth. We got Godzilla on here, which on this, it appears on here. And then the front, you know, again, a little bit darker here, a little bit smaller. And we don't get all the Tamashii stuff on the bottom, Bandai Tamashii, and then the little sticker. But we do get everything else. So, yeah, very, very interesting. So that's what's going on this box. This is what's on the top over here. There's no window up top on this one. But there you go, Godzilla Minus One, an AliExpress special, of which I talked about in my Ultrazine news, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. And I, you know, like I said there, I had to get this one. You know, it cost me about 30-something bucks. I've seen some prices even cheaper. I do want to tell some folks, you know, whoever wants to get this stuff, a word of warning. The cheaper you go on some of this stuff, sometimes you're not going to get what you ordered. So do be wary of that, because it's happened to me before, and I know it's happened to other people. So a little word of note, the lower price you see this, like I've seen it for, like after I picked up mine, I've seen it for under 30 bucks. I don't know what you're getting for under 30 bucks. You know, maybe it's just a figure without the box. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely wanted to, you know, give you guys a little warning. You might not get what you pay for. The cheaper you go. So there you go. But without any further ado, let's get to this review. Alright, before we take the figure out of the box, I wanted to give you a little look-see into what the tray layout looks like. So yeah, I mean, you have a much bigger area here, the tail going a lot further out. Over here, they kind of made it go up, and now I know why the tail, I think, is in a few pieces here in the tray. Just to give it that extra clearance. And here is our knockoff Godzilla Minus One out of the package. And you know, it's not that bad for the price point. It's not. It's pretty okay. Right out of the package, though, I did have to give this guy a little bit of a wash. He had like some sort of like, I don't know what it was, hair, webbing. Oh, you know what? There's a little piece that didn't come off right there. Could be plastic shavings. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's weird. Look at that. There it is. I don't know. So there you go. You got to see a little bit of it. But it was like all over his dorsal fins. So I did give him a wash. Made him take the sun a little bit. The tail, like I said, you had to put together, but it went together pretty easily. So yeah, I mean, the plastic is gummy. That's like the first thing you notice. And, you know, colorization of it is odd, but it's not bad. There's no real paint here, but some of the plastic looks a little bit different. Like, I mean, there might be some paint. Like, it's hard to say if it's paint or if it's, like, just ugly plastic, but it's not terrible. There's certain parts, like, that are just completely lighter, like here, for whatever reason. And then you got like some like mold flashing in between some of the toes, and I couldn't get that out. You know, it's weird. Like, you can see it down here. It's kind of like faded. You do have like seam lines abound in spots, like on the big toe here. So, you know, like, it's not perfect, and it's not supposed to be perfect. It's a knockoff. But again, it's not bad. I mean, the most egregious thing is the way they painted the mouth. It is absolutely terrible. Let's start out looking at this head then. The mouth, yeah. The mouth could be, like, even a little bit better. Would have been nice. So that's something, you know, you might want to repaint, or you might want to pick up a third-party head for it. There's a few available out there, if you'd care to. But, yeah, the mouth's all messed up. All shangada, as we like to say here. Yeah, that mouth is terrible. There's no way about it. The eyes, I don't know. They are picked out a little bit. It's not that bad. It could be better too, but I mean, I don't know. The way they did it it's kind of fine. And like I said, there's no other paint, so it's like not like really a lot of spots to mess up. Again, the chest does look lighter. It has like a kind of like a greenish tint to it, but I'm having a hard time telling if that's actually paint or just some of the plastic is just, I don't know, sun bleached or something. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. But yeah, and then you can see like more seam lines here and there. Not seam lines, but you know, like, yeah, I guess so. Like, it's not really a seam. It's like, that's like mold lines. But anywho, the sculpt work is pretty good. You know, it's not like 100%, but I would say it's like 85 to 90%. The SHMA sculpt coming through. A lot of it does get soft, but you know, you see that more like in the toes and stuff. But like when you go into here, it's not that bad. It comes through pretty good. All through the tail. It's not that bad. The dorsal fins, again, that's funny colors there. The dorsal fins are pretty good. One thing that they did was they just left these attached, so you can't get them out. I actually prefer that. That's way better to me than what SHMA did. You know, with those popping out and coming out, I don't like that. These are just attached, no fuss. It's pretty good. So, you know, the dorsal fins aren't bad. They are a little bit warped, but I think the originals are a little bit warped too, but not, you know, maybe not this bad, but I don't know. It's not terrible. The arms look decent enough. Hands look good. You know, if I paint this, I might like just take away some of the color and just maybe go with a gray. I don't know, this could be a nice black and white one. If I didn't have the SHMA one already coming, I'd probably change this one to the black and white one, but I do have that one coming. The jaw does get a little slack at times, like it was completely like this before, but now I could get it better, you know, to move better. So yeah, you know what? This isn't bad. Like his tail kind of flops a little bit too. So it doesn't, you know, hold that nice pose that the real one does. But yeah, I mean, honestly, still, it's not that bad. You know, let's just do the articulation if you haven't seen it. The mouth opens, head moves, neck moves, the shoulders move like that, swivels there. I don't know, the elbows feel really odd. Definitely a little resistance there. Ball joints there. Body moves, it's okay. Upper body moves pretty good. The legs move actually fairly good, honestly, I gotta say. You know, the knees at the hips, the toes move decently enough. They do feel gummy, but they move. And then, you know, you got all the tail articulation that the SH MONSTERARTS has. So, that's not bad. I don't know, guys. It's, you know, if it wasn't for the mouth, I'd say good marks, honestly. But that mouth really is a mess. Before we bring out any other comparisons, 4-size comparisons. Let's just look at it with the original. And, you know what? There's something about him that makes him stand a little bit shorter. Like, I don't know what that's about, but the original is actually a bit taller. I noticed that right away, and like they're both kind of standing the same way, you know? And yeah, he's a little bit shorter than the original, and the original has a ton of paint on it. I know it's not like super perfectly done, you know, like it's uneven, but you know, it's there. There's a lot of work there, so that's good. This one doesn't have that, of course, but you know, it's got a charm of its own. Like, it's a blank canvas. You could, you know, give this guy a good paint job, I think. But everything else, you know, all the things are in the spots they're supposed to be. It's just, you know, some of the details aren't as, you know, perfect. And again, plastic quality, man. This feels like quality. Like, that's the thing with SH MONSTERARTS that I always say. Like, the plastic quality, you know, speaks for itself, in my opinion. Like, that is what attracts me to the line, keeps me going in the line, is the plastic quality more than anything. I just absolutely love how SH MONSTERARTS feel. So, you know, this guy's, like, elbows don't work as good as the original. So, yeah, there's that. It's not going to be as good as the original. I mean, I find it hard to say that anybody that gets this can say, hey, yeah, I got the SH MONSTERARTS. It's just, it's definitely a carbon, you know, a not so great carbon copy. And for some more size comparisons, first up, here it is with a couple of other SH MONSTERARTS figures and a couple of movie Monster Series figures of Godzilla Minus One. And you know what? This might be a good base to do something like this with for it. You know, that might work. And my final thoughts? Well, I mean, it's not perfect. It was never gonna be. It's a knockoff. Like, these types of knockoffs are like where they're like really trying to be the actual product and, you know, shadily try to pull the wool over your eyes. You know, do be careful with that. Don't ever think something like super cheap is the real thing, because it won't ever be. You know, it's gonna be a knockoff. Like, this is the epitome of that. You know, the plastic quality is definitely not the same as an SH MONSTERARTS. It feels nothing like an SH MONSTERARTS. You know, the paint in the mouth is horrendous. It's really, really bad. But that all said, I kind of like this. You know, I don't mind this at all. You know, there's really no paint on the body, and it's kind of like a customizer's like dream figure for Godzilla Minus One. You know, like, this is kind of perfect thing to paint up and make it your own. You know, like, start from the gray and work your way up, and you know, you might have yourself a really good figure. I gotta say, they improved something from the SH MONSTERARTS, and that's the dorsal fins not coming out. I really think that was a misstep on the regular version, and I think it's just better, you know, with this stuff intact. It really is. And you know what? I gotta say, like, speaking of intact, this guy's staying together pretty well for a knockoff. I'm really impressed with that. I had to put in the tail out of the package, but once it was in, it was in. So yeah, I don't know, I'd say pretty good. I mean, I paid 30-something bucks for it, and I feel satisfied with my purchase. Now it's even cheaper than it was even a week ago. So again, like I said at the top, do be wary of that, because in my experience, and I've had some experience with that, you know, sometimes when something gets too cheap, you might not get exactly what you ordered. So just a word of warning there. But 30-something bucks, I did. I got it with a box, and I'm happy. And there you go, guys. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection every once in a while with a knockoff. Until next time, peace out.